Morning, 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 guys. Morning, morning, morning. Hope you can hear me okay. Hope you see this exciting screen of ours. It's all go on the GBP CAD, I tell you. Yeah, strongly suggests a hobby called snail racing. It's great fun. But at least it's trying to go in the right direction, give it its due. If you just break above this hour, so I thought 50-minute hour, 50-hour moving average, maybe we'll get some momentum. Morning, meneer Murray. From
Well, Uncle, it's damn
cold.
cold.
No.
Terrible.
No, very, very bad. I've got a very painful pimple on my posterior. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. First time. Well, we pushed, unfortunately, for the afternoon session, NK, because now it's been removed. So morning session has to be. Yeah, I like that one, Delia. Good morning, family. I'll tell you what, one Delia, I'm going to come to an arrangement with you. Finally calls me you can call me son. Makes me feel very young again. How's that? Morning, Pietro. Just looking down there, mostly familiar names, but it does indeed. But just in case, just want to let these guys in. Just want to mention, we're trying a bit of banter, a bit of fun. Why not? Yeah, modified hits, yeah. Well, to be fair, yeah, it's coming off. I don't blame you. I wouldn't have been sitting around with it too nervously on that. So I don't blame you. It's popped up at back to 50, but it's dropping down a bit. A lot of these could happen. Rather take your profit, even it's a bit disappointing, than see the thing suddenly come off. That really would break your heart. But yeah, just to mention, sorry, I'm just going to blow my nose here. Cold weather getting to me. Yeah, just to mention, work like a forum here, like a family, trying to have a bit of fun, bit of banter, but and discuss a lot of practical aspects, etc. So obviously, question and answers if you're not sure about something. We've got people of all grades, just starting, intermediate, some more experienced. So if you're saying, what the heck are they talking about? Just interact. And say you can post in the chat line, or you can verbalize. Just preferably keep it muted. You've got background noise, and then unmute and chit chat, and we help each other. If I can't answer the question, be somebody there who can. If I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, or not getting quite where you're coming from, they'll help. I have a bad habit. I tried it, but I'm old and ugly now, of speaking too quickly. Remember, I've only got really one language in my head. I've got about a dozen there. So I tend to speak a little bit on the quick side. If you remind me it's too quick, I'll try and slow it down. But as I say, don't have much gearing system between my mind and my verbosity. So maybe try. But anyway, the bottom line is to understand what we're talking about. And if you're not sure, please ask. And often the questions asked can apply to a lot of people who didn't think to ask or a bit nervous to ask. So it can apply to a lot of people. So you putting your hand up can help a lot of people as well. Which is all trying to do that. All for one and one for all, as they say. If you remember the Three Musketeers. I don't know how many there are, but I see Gail first. Oh yes, Gail, first time here. Gail, I hope you got all that. If I say, I do have a habit of waffling on the quick side, but just remember, guys, it starts past. Okay, that's great. Just remember that this is a trading room with a bit of training as over, clarifying some aspects you might have learned before. If it's the first time in here, you haven't bought any courses, you somewhere heard of a share, but not quite sure what it is, or what's this finance thing, and you're talking about micro lots, what was all this? You're going to get a little bit bewildered. So you've got to have some basic understanding of, well, just when I say basic, I mean it. No jumping the car if you don't know what that the 3 pedals, what are they for? Then you need a couple of driving lessons if you get my point. But interact, you'll pick it up, the practical. Now push it quite strongly because anybody there who's been to university can understand what I mean. You learn an enormous amount of theory at university, and then when you leave and you go into the commercial world, you probably find that only quite a small percentage of that learning is actually applied. I know from myself, the exams I did, quite a few of them, I'd have to do a recap if they asked me to put that into action because I'm not using it every day. And so the practical commercial aspect is obviously very different to the theory. So you need a bit of the theory, you need a bit of the basics. And then if you like the theory, you can go back and study it later on as you're ongoing. But once you've got a basic understanding, come in here and then we discuss the practical. Because I'm prepared to bet 99% of the guys coming into this are instantly getting from Joburg to Durban and in the motor car for the daughter's wedding. They don't want to spend a year course on car mechanics and what happens under the bonnet. As long as the damn thing goes, they can drive it because the benefit they request is getting down there. And that's that practical aspect we discuss here. And she's got no sound. Can anybody hear me? I'm unmuted. I know that for a fact. Checked. Anybody? You can. Okay, Gail, I'll just print that down for you. Thanks, guys. Okay, this side, Gail. So, audio. This is. No good me telling her that if she can't hear clearly, so just bring that out. Okay, so everyone can hear. You probably saw the comments there, so maybe play around with the audio because obviously it's essential you can have that. Okay, right. Oh, well, as I say, GBP CAD has been a bit of a snail race, but never mind, it seems to be trying to break up. Just before going into the other stuff, I just want to mention, not the fuck there, I didn't know the score, but I mean, newer people. I got a WhatsApp yesterday from the guys. He's sort of been training for 2 or 3 weeks. I thought, well, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a bit longer than that. The problem he's having is he can't get to the training room, and maybe always get, I suppose, they're all recorded on the portal, these, by the way, if you miss it. Always go to the portal. It's on YouTube under social media on the portal. But it's not much fun. I know, listen to recording hours later, it's okay, but it's not as much fun as being able to interact. And he's getting very worried because he got into this trade and he was going against, and what's he doing wrong? I just want to clarify, you buy or sell or get into a signal or whatever, you can't pick bottoms or tops. There's millions of people, like I say, every time trading with different strategies, different cultures, different amounts of money, do everything. So, you know, it's going to go up and down. And unfortunately, that does drive one mad after a while. So the best thing to do is, like I've done here, I've got it pushed down this side here, so I can't see it. It's not in my face. I've got my strategy, let it run. And it was down to, where was it yesterday? I'm on the hour one, must be down here somewhere. And clearly, it's now down at 68, 70 or whatever. So it's down about, what, 30 odd pips. And he was stressing big time. I said, look, you've got your strategy, you've got your volumes. If you want to do anything wrong, it is your volumes are either incorrect, which you saw out they weren't too bad. So let it run. I mean, you go up and down. You got your strategy, you got your protective stop loss. Go and look at another trade, or go and make a cup of tea, or go and take the dog for a walk or something. And as it turns out, now he's back in a profit. Now, is that going to be sustained? I don't know. As you can see, clear is up to about 30 odd earlier on. In fact, only about half an hour or so, 20 minutes or whatever, an hour chart now, yeah. And it might come back down to break even. It pops up and down, up and down. And if you watch that movement up and down, tell you what, you're on the quickest way to the loony bin, the nut house, because that will drive you insane. So just try not to stare at it all the time. I know it's difficult. I get that. I mean, I have to stare all the time when I started as well. But try to get the habit of, I've worked out my volumes, I've worked out what I'm prepared to risk, I've got my strategy, I've got my protective stop loss. I'm now aware it goes up and down, up and down. We can't pick bottoms or tops. So look at other stuff and check it occasionally. Don't forget about it, because it might go up here and then way above your entry, modify your stop loss to profit. Some fundamental comes out or some bomb goes off or whatever, shoots down, stops you out, and you made a loss in a winning trade. So you check it occasionally, but please, if you do modify, which I strongly suggest you do to protect, do not get it too close. There's nothing more frustrating. Hey, Dirk and company, Dirk, I think you're there. Nothing more frustrating than being knocked out with a 20 pip profit with it puts you out and then shoots on and makes 150 pip, hits the target, and you're not on board. So you've got to keep that bit of distance between your stop loss, but you can start reducing risk. We're only about 15 pips above entry now. So I'm looking, you get in the buy and you get out on the sell. So I'm looking at this price here. That's your entry price. I'm looking at this price. That's your exit price. About 15, 16 pips when you got in on, I don't know. So you don't play around with it now. But if it went up another 15, you can start, well, maybe reducing risk. But if you're about 30 pips or more above, not the NAS. I'm just doing a rule of thumb. Depends on the volatility at the time, on the currencies. You can maybe get it just above your entry to take into account the spread. Just means, all right, you won't make any money if you're stopped up. At least it takes the risk out of it. And then hopefully it'll continue. And then you can modify it again. So if you are stopped out, it's in a profit. Please, guys, that's very important. I will develop that again. I'm probably sick to death of hearing it, Farley and Dirk and Anna Maria and Brown and company. But I'm sorry, guys, it's so important because these are where the mistakes are made. It's the emotion leading the logic, completely understandable. I went through all of this myself, where you're staring at the thing and it's playing with your head. Okay, just hope you understand that. Anna, you know what I mean. You probably think yesterday, what sort of buddy trading ideas Roger put me in? Now you think it's okay. You know what I mean. That's why if you're overexposed, it starts going against you in the up and down movements. It starts playing big time with your mind because it's obviously the bigger the position, the bigger movement. So keep that volume understanding okay. Do not worry about the major profits you're going to make. Rather look after the downside, and then the major profits hopefully will come about down the line. Okay, hope you're sorted, Gail. We'd like to have new people here. It's very important. So we'd like to welcome you, but you've got to hear us. What do you think of Euro USD? Rubbish, quite frankly, Chris. Absolutely, I don't. Joking. It's an old UK thing. What do you think of that? Rubbish. What's it you mean? See what you mean. It's jumping up a bit. Oh yeah, the dollar's come off. I'm just looking at my DXY. It's come off in the last hour, but jumping around, speaking. So maybe that's why the euro is going up again. But and there's not many fundamentals of great reports coming out today to worry about. But I'll put that up for you as we speak. Just a second. I just want to put this up for the guys here. I'm just going to put the dollar index up as well. You know, we discuss it a heck of a lot, and it is important. So there we are. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry, I'm just going to put my name up there. Support. Okay, just as I said before, please don't contact me if you're only on a demo. You've got a few $100 in your account. I can offer no value. You're grossly undercapitalized. I can't help. I understand why you're undercapitalized. You haven't got the money, or you're frightened because it's something new. I get that. Play around, get your confidence, and then obviously put money in. I have no problem with that. What I do have an issue with, guys, put in nothing and expect a high return. Ain't gonna happen. If you put 10 cents on a horse race and the horse wins, you're not going to make much money. You know what I mean? If you put 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 rand on the horse and it came in, you would make a lot of money, clearly. Don't forget that. So my only issue is don't have high expectations, you're putting nothing in. But if you're just putting in because that's all you can afford, you're trying it out or you're learning, seeing it out, of course I understand that completely. going to suddenly bung $1 million in just before you know what the hell's going on. I get that completely. But don't put a few $100 and expect much coming back. And it's a lot of work. It's the minuscule returns you're going to make on such a low capital investment. I hope that makes sense. Okay, well, let's look at a couple first. Euro dollar. We're on a daily now, jumping up. It's seen a bit of a range to answer that question. 30 pip range. Leave it alone. Okay, dollar's just a bit zippy at the moment. I think it's Thursday. I'll just check again in the economic calendar. When Powell's speaking again, just bear that in mind. Okay, 4 o'clock for decent time. So I wouldn't be doing anything with this, to be honest. It's just not enough range. And it is a range. It's not going anywhere. It's 30 pips. We talked about snail racing earlier on. This is sloth racing, if you know the animal. Yeah, okay. So I'll leave that. Right. Before we look at trades we got out, Crystal, leave it. Okay. Euro NZD for long test under 2 times. Okay. EUR NZD. NZD is one of the weaker currencies going forward, so I'm starting to move a little bit to your side on that one. EUR, you mean NZD EUR? I've got a long way around. EUR NZD. Where the hell is it? Put it in, okay. For sure, of course. Right, EUR NZD. Just zoom in or zoom out. Yeah, take your point. It's got a bit of resistance there. From a purely technical, from a fundamental point of view, I'm not over the top with either currencies, to be honest, at the moment. Both seem to be struggling a bit. I prefer to put a week again as strong, as you well know. But that being said, purely on a technical basis, I take your point. What does worry me, who asked for this one? Just say for you asked. What does worry me, Anthony, is the fact that as it tried to break through this resistance here, it didn't seem to make it without the sellers coming in. It had a 40 pip move up, then the sellers came in. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, try to pop up, the sellers come in. So maybe a bit more confident if you came back to really around the 36 mark and bounce, if you want to buy it. Or, yeah, or even lower on the daily. Maybe we can look at a slightly, maybe around about there on the 4 hour and about there on the daily. We'll stick with the 4 hour. Bit of a 30 pip pullback. I think I'd be more confident to buy it. Or maybe get a breakthrough, I don't know. But I see your vision, I get your point, and technically speaking, I agree with you. I think might get a better price. Okay. I think it's important enough for everyone to have a say on this. What do you think, guys? Just trying to write a couple of things down so I forget it as a sell. Don't forget it. AUDNZ. I'm not sure about the sell on that. We'll have a look just now. You agree with me as in me, I presume. Leave it alone. Okay, so we'll wait for a better price. It seems to be the consensus, and they can revisit if you can do me a favor, just remind me, Anthony, later on if it pulls back 30 odd pips, and then we'll maybe even 35 pips, something like that, or better, and then we can have a relook. Okay, but yeah, happy with that. Okay, and team, absolutely, and team, yeah. Okay, the dollar thing seems to be coming off a bit for some reason. Not the fundamental thing I know about. Anyway, okay, then we'll move on. GBP/JPY. You're looking for a sell on this one. Now, who came up with this one? Who came up with this one? Because I think I can see where you're coming from on this. GBP, Pietro. I think I know where he's coming from on this. The JPY, I tend to agree with you. I'm not even looking at the technicals for the moment. I'm just purely looking at these two currencies. Don't look at the chart, these two currencies. I still think the pound is gaining strength from the hectic inflation and they've got over there. So there's a big, enormous pressure on Governor Bailey, the Governor of the Bank of England, to continue. We don't have much choice in the matter unless it gets sort of Zimbabwe-style inflation, maybe that's an exaggeration, into continued increasing interest rates, because it is hectic. You talk about South Africa, forget it, mate. That's well over 10, well, it's over 10%. So yeah, that's keeping up a bit. But hang, look at this movement since 24th of March. I mean, that's radical. Let's have a look, actually. We're talking 2,000 pips. That's hectic. Now, the Japanese yen has been a bit dovish, to say the least, going forward, but it's still a pretty sound economy. I know it's GDP, I mentioned many times, it's one of the worst ratios going. It's about 240-something%. Don't quote me, I'm a bit out of touch. But anyways, it's over 200% debt to GDP ratio. But they do have the work ethic, they do have the quality products to maybe do something about it. Anyway, the bottom line is get the stage where is the yen starting to get a little undervalued. That's the only thing that worries me a little bit. So that's why I think, I might be wrong, Petra's thinking this is ridiculous, this is overvalued. I've mentioned this before in the trading room. It might be in the buy zone and it might be worth looking at selling. It might be in the sell zone worth looking at buying. When you get something that's undervalued or overvalued. So I didn't waffle on so much, but I want everyone different experiences and different understandings and different sort of big, different areas coming in here to understand where I'm thinking, and probably I'm guessing where Petra's thinking as well. So is this plateauing? Look at these last couple of candles, and it tried to move further up. The sellers came in. So he's thinking maybe we can do for a pullback. Excuse me. I'll be honest, I tend to agree with you. However, this is highly aggressive. Highly aggressive. Even Petra is saying maybe wait for the next 4-hour candle, getting a bit nervous now. Yeah, it's highly aggressive, but it's looking like it might go sideways for a bit, but it looks like it's due for a pullback. Let's look at the 4-hour. It's every time it breaks up on the 4-hour, the sellers are coming in. So it might be a situation, there's plenty of downside to aim at. Not as if you're going to have a lack of target to aim at. It might be an idea on the 4-hour, just go back to the 4-hour, just to get a bit more confirmation down here somewhere. Maybe a break of 180.80, something like that. And then we can climb on a bit of a bandwagon or something and move it down. So, yeah, I think I'm on the same page you're thinking. If it is, I tend to agree with you. But because it's such a strong zone of upward movement, momentum, I think I personally will be a little bit cautious and wait for more confirmation. That's my take on it. What do you guys think? Disagree? Agree? Remember, shed your egos here. You've got to understand, it's always going to be right or wrong. I don't get 50 years or 50 minutes. We're working as a team here. So if you disagree, I'm happy to accept that, and we'll look at it from a different perspective. We're all learning. I look like it's cramming to me. You're plagiarizing, Mrs. Anna Marie. Yes, it looks to be crabbing on the 4 hours we speak, but I think there's a good chance we might get a call back. What do you think, guys? Wait for the pullback, buy it, go in now. So I've just thrown my point of view out. What do you guys think? What do you think, Petra? It's your idea. What do you want to do? I'm perhaps getting pretty exhausted as well, to be honest. Agree. We're going to wait on that. All right. There you are. I'm just going to chuck on you some responsibility to keep an eye on it and remind us of it if it starts to react in our favor. Okay, if you would do Mr. Mariani. Mariani. Presume that's an Italian surname, so if I got it somewhere near correct. Okay, so Ntombi, morning, Shimani. Ntombi says we'll hang 5 on that one. Let's not get too cute, but it's a good possibility. And if it doesn't, it goes shooting up, well, we'll go with that momentum as well. Okay, good enough. move on. Put it back to daily. Look at the next one we've got down here. AUDNZD. AUDNZD. A little bit more on the side of the Aussie, the NZD, despite what's happening in China, to be honest. Yeah, I see what you mean. We're getting quite a bit of a down candle there. I personally think it's still a bit of a pullback there. Poor little girl's having serious problems, not with the sound, but getting in. It's about the third time she's been kicked out trying to join. Try and understand, if you want to do the job, you need decent Wi-Fi. If you've got a problem with your Wi-Fi, you're going to battle with this. You know, it's no good sort of want to go to a trading room, put an order in or place an order, whatever, and your Wi-Fi keeps kicking out, then you're going to have an issue. Whether we like it or not, you've got to have the internet. You've got you by the you-know-what, the internet, guys, eh? I'm not sure that's more of a pullback for a buy, actually, to be honest. What do you think? Do you think this is a one to sell? I forget who came up with it. Just check. Sorry, who came up with this one? AUDNZD. But I'll call you Mr. Bad Mowers there. Mr. Mowers. Now it's a bit better. Okay. Right. I think this probably might be a possibility of a buy. I won't buy it now because I can't see any buyers yet. You've got to wait for some buyers to come in. You don't want to be the one that breaks the chain. You want to follow the others to do it for you and chase them. But is around 1.1 round figure, is that going to hold and bounce up from there? I think there might be a possibility of a bit of a move up. It might come back here to bounce up, but I think it's getting start to come back to a bit of support. I'm not sure it's coming back here. We'll see anyway. Could get a bit of support there for a bit of upside. Aha, 4 hours looking more. I think you might get a bit of upside. So I personally would wait for confirmation and jump in now, but I'm leaning towards maybe get some more upside on this one. What do you guys think? I probably most will leave it alone on that. I don't agree with them at this stage. But what are you guys leaning on, the upside or the downside? We might get a couple of people saying, I want to go up, and we'll put it RR, and some people go down RR, and see who have a bit of fun competition, something like that. We've done that before, we'll do it again. Some guys, we'll put them both down. If guys like it, we'll put a buy. If guys think it's a sell, we'll put that down and see which one wins out. You know what I mean? Adds a bit of flavor and fun to it. But I'm leaning towards maybe a buy on this one. But yeah, but not yet because the momentum's still down. So having said that, how far has it come off on the last 4 hours? Only 20. It looks like a lot, doesn't it? It's only 28 pips. Let's just see what happens. Anyone want to join it now for a sell? That's the bottom line. Before we go looking for a buy. And Tomby agreed. Yeah, it could bounce. Solly agrees it might be bounce. Anyone? Okay, well, let's leave the buy alone. Anybody out there think of a short on this one? Anyone see this as a possible downside? Brian, you've been around a while. You know, some of the guys have been here for a while. Anna Marie, what do you think? Farney, any of the guys who've you know, tended to get at least a month or so of these classes will have opinions and enough knowledge. Would you start thinking of going short on this one? No, thanks. I like about you. No back pushing around the bush there. Get to the point. I love it. Anybody like this for a short? MK likes to look at it for a short. Give me some backing there, Mr. Mowers. Anybody else like to try a short on this one? Then I'll put it up anyway because 2 people, it's good enough. Finally's going for the buy. Well, we'll start off the short first. Okay, because we've got a couple of people who are interested in the short. Let's see how far away it is to get the stop. It's only 38. Put the stop up there, no problem there. 1.1060. And we'll put the TP, that's not going to work there, so we have to get a bit further down. Can take it here. Will that work? No, that won't work either. Going to have to see that immediately. Okay, try it there. 1.109. ME 109. You guys remember the war stories? So obviously I put that in wrong. 1 point, where is it now near me? 1, okay, idiot. 1.0. Get the bloody figures right would help, mightn't it? That's not going to work. I'll take it down here. 1.09. Pause. Okay, that's not on the course. Got to take it down here. Take it down there, I'm afraid. That's a short. Anybody want it? I'm the long run. I'm discussing. I'm talking about me now. Are you? I'm talking about guys who want to go short. Right. NK and Mr. Mowers, 2, you say you're going in short. For those figures, I'll write it down. Then we'll discuss the long side. Okay. I'm not going to write it down if I don't get a yes from both of you. I need 2 people. I won't write it down for long if I don't get 2 yeses, but do you want to do it on that basis? Okay, Bad likes it. What about you? You get NK. Are you going to back him on a short on that one? On the 4-hour chart, remember, it's not a daily. Just need that yes if you want to do NK. One dealer wants to join you. Okay, I'm just going to write that down. AUDNZD. Sell. What's it? 1.0988. Martin likes it as well. You get some support there, guys. See, there you are. Then never mind me. No matter what I say, well, what I'm saying, I don't mean that way. I mean, you know, think for yourself. You're getting some confidence there, Martin. Good stuff. 80, quite $80 a micro. There you are. 80 rand a micro. Anna likes it on the short side. Wow, that's confidence for you. So you're getting some support, quite a few. Okay, right. Okay, there's the figures. Anybody likes it? There you are. Give it a few moments and let's take it. I've written it down to come back to. There you are. Now we'll look at the. Some will leave it alone. No, that's neither here nor there. So we'll leave it alone, obviously leave it alone. So I'm going to knock this off and look for a potential buy on this one. Okay. Right. Go back to the daily for the buy on this one. Where can we put the stop? Is that too far away? No, we ain't. No, we ain't. No, we ain't. For slightly wider, we'll do a stop down. Can we do it down here? Too far. We'll do a stop down here. Quite aggressive, only 65 pips. 1.0920. And then the TP, we've got to go for the weekly on this. It's the only problem. That cut it. It's pushing it a bit. I think it will. 1.08, 1.108, 1.11, 1.11. It's going to cut it. We'll have a look here. Just cuts it. Just cuts it. And on the weekly, it is slightly below the weekly 50. Daily, if you want to wait for a better price, which mightn't be a bad idea, it seems to get a few. Let's just try the shorter term, 1 hour. Trying to get a few buyers from a buy perspective. Anyone want to join a buy now, or you're going to wait on this one? Don't have to go in if you feel uncomfortable. Okay, we've got a few short guys there. Let's get some long guys here. Anybody want to go in at, has to be 2 or more. Remember to mind me, you want to buy it here, 2 or more people to buy it at, the things we're going on. All those courageous long guys are getting a bit nervous now, right? Martin's going to wait. Nope. Anybody there want to take 2 people? If you don't, please don't do it because we're saying so. You've got to be comfortable. The idea is to think for yourself, look at it, make your own decisions, not follow blindly what I say or the signals say. You make your own assessment. Okay, seems to me most guys are waiting on the long and quite a few like the short. We'll come to that in a minute, Pietro. I'm glad you put it down. Let's sort this one out first. So it seems to be a lot of guys there like the long, but they seem to try to get hopefully a better price. Bunch of horse traders, that's what you are, guys. And Gertrude is for a short, okay. Okay, we'll come back to that, see how that works out. Okay, there's a lot of guys there looking for a long. Try and remind me, please, if it comes off, I'd be happy with the short guys, but if the guys want to go along, better price, just remind me and have a relook at it. Brian, you might have a point there, actually. There's not much confirmation there. So okay. All right. Okay. I just want to go back to a couple of things now. Have I missed anybody? If I have, just replace it on there. AUD CAD for a sell. Mr. Mariani, you and I are thinking alike. I've got that written down. I've got 2 or 3 written down. My only problem with the 3 I've got written down, they all involve the AUD. And this is the first one I got written down. That is the problem. Why do I say that, guys? Is because I don't like to be overexposed in one currency. You know, AUD CAD, EUR CAD, JBP CAD, you start with, hang on. CAD is the overexposed area, get the point. But 2 and 3 is pushing a bit, but I only got AUD on these. Now you've had a 4th AUD and ZD by coincidence. Now I've got AUD CAD down here for a long. You got it for a sell. So we're getting some more interesting stuff here. Now, why would I be thinking of buying AUD CAD? Discussing so many times about AUD being a weaker one than the Canadian, the problem with China, etc. Yeah, now I think, why am I changing to not like along? I'm going purely on technical. We talk about momentum trades and the rest of it. It's come down to support purely on the technicals. I think there could be some upside here. So I'm not even looking at the fundamental aspect of it. I'm looking purely on that. But all the eggs in one basket, that's the thing. But don't overexpose in one currency, even if they're all 4 or 5 of them look great. If something goes wrong with that currency, all 4 or 5 can go down with you. Not necessarily it's going to happen, because the opposing currency might be a weak one, and on the other one, a very strong one, who knows? But the point is, I think there's a possibility of a bounce here. Pietro thinks downside. But I know where Pietro's come from, and I have to say I share his point. He's worried about buying the AUD against the CAD. I'm just purely thinking of upside, purely what the buyers and sellers are doing. We discuss momentum, buyers and sellers, and there's a lot of guys don't know about the fundamentals out there. Trust me, they're just looking at the technicals and they're saying it's a buy from there. Remember, most people out there trading do have the 50 and 200-day moving average. That's the dark blue line, the brown, both simple. If you don't have it, put it on there, please do. And have your position size calculator I've used. Goodness sake, don't try trading without knowing your volumes. Don't go shopping without knowing your budget. I think that's fairly common sense. We'll have to go on about it too much. But get the 50 and the 200 on there. If you like the others, absolutely. But those 2 are must. Right, I see some support there. So Pietro sees a bit of downside. I see a bounce. Makes it interesting, eh? We have opposing opinions. You get the idea what happening out there in the big wide world out there, the international markets. There are millions of people with opposing ideas, and this is why I'm getting you to see it from that perspective. Any comments on this one? Because I've actually written down, after all this chit chat was over, remember, you guys come first, your ideas, then I was coming back, I've got the AUD, CAD, GBP AUD, and AUD USD to have a look at. Well, if you like it, I can go to market. Are we get just a second? Just have a look. Chris, thank you. Just have a look at some of the other what you call it, candlestick charts. What's the other one? Time charts. What's the right term? Lost it now. Are there any buyers coming in? You see, I mentioned this morning in our morning meeting, and they said they would like to try and get a better price. So look at the 4-hour and see if they can get a better price down here somewhere. So that's only about, come on, where is it now? It's only about 15 pips away. But I think if you like the trade, it's holding there, just to try and get another 10 pip better price. When you got your stop down there and then risk missing the trade, I'm more inclined to maybe go for it now. Not so well, one day, I'm afraid. We'll come to that later on. Not so well. It ain't my bloody trade either, no. Yeah, I'm inclined to think, well, you might get a slightly better price going now, who knows? But I'm inclined to say, right, as long as you've got the stop out of the way, even comes off 10.15, who cares? Well, yes, it's not nice to get a better price, but it's not the end of the world, you know. You can if you like one, Dealey. I wasn't pro the trade, so you'll have to ask those who like the trade. I was not for it. That US dollar CAD I'm talking about, the loonie. So you prefer to wait, is that right? Guys, you want to try and get a better price, or do you like the look of it as it is on a buy, or do you want to go and sell it? What do you think? I'm inclined towards a buy on this one at market. Madeira is inclined to a short. Okay. So what we're going to do? We're going to look at a buy and a sell. What do you think, guys? Might do, yeah. What do you think? Jacob's along. Oh, if it breaks through there and confirm breakthrough there, then we've got it wrong. It's going to come off, I agree. But I think it's going to hold. Okay, we'll try the buy then. Start off, then we'll look at the short. It's a long way away. Do you want a slightly tighter stop, or do you want it right out of the way? Let's just put it down here. Make it more aggressive. 89.35. Because if it does come off, why take a 100 pip knock and you take a 50 pip knock? You know what I mean? Now what? Do as you're told. Then we can take it up. Yeah, how far is that? Yeah, that'll work. Take it up there. Take it there. There we are. Now should take it here. Be safe. Okay. 97.80. 97.80. What are we talking about? 98 is better. Talking rubbish. What's going on? Oh, that's because this is bloody move. That's why. That's better. Yeah, let's build up this guy here. There you are. 70 bucks a micro. It's affordable to even smaller accounts. If you like the long, if you don't do it, obviously. Obed's already on a sell. You think the AUD is a bit weak, so we'll do that one in a moment. Anybody want to go long on this one? I'm purely technical because I agree the Canadian could do some funny things. It's quite a reasonable currency. Anyone do the long? Chris likes the long. Anyone want to join him on the long? At market, not better price at market. Got it. Okay, I'll write that down. Just a second. AUD, CAD. Just a second, as I write it down. Long. What's that? 89.90. Oh, it's not 89.89. 0.899. 89.39. 89, call it 40. 89, 40, 90, 80. And it's only $70 a shot for pleasure. Okay, now for the short. Some guys want to go short. Have you all got that written down? If you have. Okay, look at the short. Guys want to go short on it. You have to slightly wider stop up here somewhere. So make it 90, 60. And then the TP, you got to take down here. I think that should do the job. Just squeeze it there. 89, will that squeeze it the round figure? Don't think it will, but we'll have a look. No, didn't think so. Try there. Just a second while you mull over that. Just got your little boy's room. Okay, anybody want to do that short? Need two guys or more as per normal. Yeah, and Tommy, if you're holding with that, fine. We'll come to that in a minute because sometimes they do take longer. Got to be patient. Anyway, anyone want to do this short? Two people, and I'll write down. If you don't, you don't. Obed's ordered short, so I'll count him as one. You're on a short. Okay. Deer's in a short as well. So I'll put down Obed, Durian, AUD, CAD, cell. And they liked it as well. So there's a couple of people like the short there. So it's 89.83 or 89.85, even with a long gun. 90.60. If you don't like my figures there, the stop off TP, do your own, obviously. I'm just putting it up there. You can do your own with pleasure. 88.60 and what is it, 105 grand. So mine's slightly more aggressive with a slightly tighter stop. Just remember, it's slightly different position sizing. You're going along 70 rand a micro. This is clearly 105 rand a micro. So you don't do the same position size, clearly. Up to you. But anyway, there we go. You can always adjust it. I mean, I'm just putting those things up. You might disagree. You might pop up there, TB down there. It's up to you. Okay, you've all got that? Right, see how they work out. I want to talk to somebody who made got AUD CHF. Now, a lot of guys call up. I know what they mean now. The first said, "Are you doing this in the 4 hour?" I said, "What are you talking about?" And this trading signal. And what are you talking about? Well, what strategy I use? Well, what's the 4 hour going to do? So I clicked what they meant. Are we going to be in this for 4 hours? In other words, they're thinking again. I'm getting the car to go to Durban from Joburg. How long is it likely to take? Well, you can give a reasonable idea, about 6 hours, something like that. Trading is not quite as simple as that, unfortunately. As you know, from the AUD CHF, we've been in several days now, and it's been snail racing. You know what I mean by that. Now it seems to be coming to the party. So patience, quite rightly, seem to be coming to the fire. I know you talk about CAD, but we'll stick with this for the moment. So AUD, CHF, we got in last week. In fact, when did we get in last week? For long. Mash up, so I've got it written down. AUD, CHF, we got in on the 13th. It's now that, 7 days ago, for goodness sake. And it's been hovering up and down, going bloody nowhere, driving on insane. I even said yesterday, if it's really cracking you up and you haven't got any free margin to trade with, you might as well just close it and release free margin up to you. As it turns out, it's coming to the party, at least at the moment, and we're a nice little profit. So anybody still in the AUD, good morning, Roy. Anybody still in the AUD CHF, although their pace might be tried a bit, here's a chance now to modify your stop, get it down to entry. It's trying to break 61. Let's see if the maintenance can come there. My problem is even where it is now, there's a bit of resistance. We've got, I think it's Thursday, yeah. Swiss franc is having interest rate decision. Just bear that in mind, guys. Interest rate decision on the Swiss franc day after tomorrow. Bear that in mind. Having said that, if you're fed up with it, at least you made 30 odd pips profit, but a bit more than that. In fact, 36 pips profit or whatever. Or modify your stop down to entry to protect yourself and see if you get some more downside. But at least you might take it out as a break even or a winner, whatever happens. If you're still in this thing, after all that patience, hate to see a loss taken out of it. Okay, so that's that covered. Hope you're all the same page with me on that one. CAD, JP, all clear. Thanks, Solly. GBP, CAD, anything happening there from yesterday's trade? Soddle. Bloody hell. Get going. That break even at the moment was up nicely earlier on. Okay, right. There's a couple you guys did, which I must admit, I said I'll sit on the sidelines. I wasn't no one too keen on, to be honest. So, but I put them down if you liked them. And then one was a USD CAD as a sell at 31.86. It's now 32.10. It's not a disaster, 25 pips in the negative. It might come right. It's popped up there on the daily and the sellers came in. So hang on in there, one dealing company, it might come right. Okay, the dollar's looking not that pretty at the moment. You might come right on it. Okay, so there we are. Another one you guys liked and I sat on the fence on, I think it was, the CAD JPY is a buy. What do we get in at? 107.55. It's 30 pips to the downside. Again, as it comes off from yesterday and today, some buyers are coming in. So again, sorry guys, patience is required if you took those two trades. They might come right. Okay, it's not gone into disaster zone as yet. Okay, same applies, which the one I did like, CAD, GBP CAD. It's breaking even on a couple of pips in profit, but it was start to come right and it's come back a bit. It's just snail racing at the moment. So yeah, just that's covered. Gold, I think either out, stopped out. If you're not out, well, make sure you get your stop modified to break even from the signal, because but I wouldn't be entering it now. Gold is look at gold. I wouldn't be playing with it now. So leave it alone if you're not in. If you are in, you got in with the signal, modify your stop accordingly. Okay. Okay, cool, Swandina. Yeah, fine. Okay, now EUR-CHF. I'm a little bit wary of the CHF at the moment because we got the interest rate decision coming out on Thursday. So I'm a little bit wary. And we've had, as you know, fun in company. We've had a bit of a fun and games, unfortunately. Well, not so much the fun, but we've certainly been in the CHF 2 or 3 times the last couple of weeks and haven't done us any favors. So for that reason, I'm not going to do anything with it. Oh, a couple of weeks ago, just signal, okay.
Yeah, and I thought maybe there's some possibility going on, but I've just seen that the UBS bank has been slapped with one or other bad situation with regards to fine. So that's due to the other bank that they took over. So I'm really concerned about the Swissy.
Yeah, good point there, actually. Yeah, it's a good point. Because what they did, they didn't take much risk. I mean, these are clever bankers. They've got PhDs and God knows what, extremely clever. And they did basically an asset strip of it. And they bought up all the good assets and all the problem assets, the long-term bonds, they left out of the deal just to rescue them. And the guys who, get the name of the guys who come in, the regulators came in and said this is not really playing the game. But what hell do you expect? I mean, you're a businessman, I'm a businessman, we're a business people, you know what I mean? We look at the figures, we know what we're doing. And yeah, I'm going to say, right, I'll buy up those assets, but the other debt stuff will leave out of it. So yeah, it was a legal deal as far as I could see. Obviously, I'm not an investment bank to go into great detail on it. Legal deal, but it was wasn't as kosher as one would like. Maybe they're getting a bit clever on that point. But I wouldn't play around with the UBS, biggest bank in the world, and they've got the clout. You know what I'm saying? But it does, for the moment, give a little bit of doubt from a trading perspective. So I take your point entirely. EURCHF, just mentioning that, came out on the 8th of June, 12 days ago, to sell at 97.40. Just sell, oh my goodness. It's now not doing so well. Stop loss 97.91. Yeah. Let's just sell. Has it been there? What was the stop loss? 97.91. Well, it's been stopped out. Hey, call it this. It's stopped out. So yeah. Well, you can look at it now, but if you're in that one, it's stopped out. So like I mentioned, the last couple of weeks, so far, I just mentioned it, but it's still in, okay. The Swiss franc has not been doing us any favors at all. I'm still very like to get cute with it now. I'm finally backed up with some fundamental background on it as well. Plus, of course, like the interest rate. I wouldn't be going in again now. Now, right, what you've done, Pietro, I'll be honest with you now, I think you modify your stop away so you can get stopped out. Try not to get in the habit of doing it. I might be wrong, but I think you might have done that. If I'm falsely accused, I do beg your pardon. But the point I'm trying to make is rather than make a habit of it, the stop loss means that 91 is above that, you should have been stopped out. Now, what the problem is that is you moved it again to rescue, and it continues, interest rate, whatever happens, the euro continues up, problems do occur. Now you're going to get yourself upset because you want to risk 10, now you're risking 15 and 20, and it's not looking pretty. Again, holding on to losses and take profits too quick scenario, very difficult. Yeah. It's emotional, I get you. Anyway, yeah.
Roger, should I just close it off and just take
hang on.
Hmm?
I can't make that call. What happens is suddenly close it off and it comes shooting down.
Yeah, true.
All I can say is it's 98. Is that going to hold? I would say you put us another stop in at, shall we say, 98.15 or 98.20, and just take the lot, take the punishment, and try not to make a habit of it going down.
All right. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I think I entered the stop loss at 98.33. I don't know why it was that. Maybe I read the signal wrong. I don't know.
Okay,
well, I'll just leave it like that then.
No, I have no problem you did that. Hang on, let's get this point right. I have no problem with that. If you went in on your own back and you did your own strategy and said 98.30 is a better stop, whatever it is, not exactly is a better stop loss. I have no problem with that. Whatever problem is, you got a 97.90 stop, is closing there, I'll move it to 98.30. That's when I'm not in favor of doing it. Yeah.
No, I didn't move the stop loss. I just left it like it. I don't know when that signal was sent out. It was a long while back. I don't know if it was that one or another one, but yeah.
It was about 12 days ago. I have no problem if you did that. It might be, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
My major issue is not that. I want to be clear on this. It's when the people start modifying the stop clearly, because it's got to hit the stop amount. They don't want that to happen. They can't take the pain, the loss, and they modify it away. That's when the problems start. It goes back to what I say a lot of the times, holding on to losses, increasing losses, and then when you get and the next trade comes in, a bit of a profit, it's such a psychological relief. To see that 10, 20 pip profit, I'm taking it before somebody comes and takes it away from me. So now your habit of saying, forget the risk reward, it's a wasting your time. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. Because what's happened is quite a few times it's gone back to almost close to the entry and sort of started going up or going the direction it should be going, and then it just goes back, reverses. And this one, yeah. So I don't know what to do with it. Okay, I'll just leave it. I won't modify the stop loss.
If you've got a 9830 stop from original there and you worked out your strategy on that, leave it at that area. You might find the Swiss, hang on, you might find the Swiss franc with an interest increase might be higher or better than expected. You might get some sudden surge. I think the Swiss franc's a bit undervalued. UBS or no UBS, it's a bit undervalued at the moment. That actually might be the end come to the party. And that's the original stop. I wasn't concerned. Sorry to go on and on about it. Got to get this understanding of the guys in the trade room. I'm not worried. If you start off with 30, no problem. It's when you start modifying away, that's when I get my issues, for your sake, you know. But if you started with that, let it run, you work your strategy out, you have no problem with that, you might still come to the party. Okay.
Yeah. I've learned a long time ago not to modify your stop loss unless it's only if you're closing profit, because otherwise, as you're saying, you just increase your
modify towards not away. That's fair enough. Okay, I hope everybody there is going to be on the same page. Okay, that's great. Now, I'd suggest on that basis, it's information our same pages. I'd leave it there. You've worked out your strategy on that, and it might still come to the party. So you should maybe okay. Okay, so I hope we're all good and everyone fully understands what I'm on about. That's very important to be forthcoming information, because sometimes I'll reply to a question and the information's a bit scanty that I received, and then the information I give as an answer is not on point. So I need that full information. And that's a completely different scenario to the original and to modified. So to go on, understand that is very important. But we're all on the same page. Good. Okay, I did look at a couple of others. GBP AUD as a buy. GBP AUD as a buy. Look at this bloody GBP CAD. I looked at this possibility of a buy. Did we discuss it, Tom? Talk some other stuff. Yeah, that's no, we didn't. Look, remember we discussed this yesterday, and I thought, let's see if we can get a breakthrough the 50, confirm upside. It seems to have done that. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. It's definitely above on the 4-hour. So we've got a 4-hour confirmation. So there might be some possibility of an upside on the pound on this one, purely technically. Nothing to do with the fundamental side of it, purely technically. What do you think? Suddenly gone quiet. Anybody like it, or you're all strategizing, looking it up? That's fine if you're doing that. It's great. I'm looking at technically speaking, yeah, purely technically, yeah. See what Dirk said there? Please remember what Dirk said there. If you've got a small account, you're always going to have problem with free margin. If you've got a big account, not so much. So if you've got a smaller account, what's that free margin? Dirk might turn around and say, oh, you might have a decent account. I don't say he's got a small account. What I'm saying is, you might be in 9 trades, I don't know, yes, but I mean, and then suddenly you realize you can't go to 10 simply because you haven't got enough free margin. Just bear that in mind, okay? Make sure you've got enough free margin to keep the trades you're in open. Otherwise, you will get margin. Remember, the line in the sand is 80% margin level. So try and keep your margin level above 100 to play safe. So, do you think 188 is going to hold, or do you want to see a bit of a pullback? Some guys in strategy room this morning want to see a bit of a pullback to maybe there, to 87.40 or something. Do you want to see a bit of a pullback first, better price, or do you think it's worth going in that market now? But it is in the midst on the daily anyway, breaking through the 50. Oh, well, technically, yes. I'm not looking at the fundamentals here, guys. I'm pound, it could be anything. It could be the peso as well as I'm concerned. Looking at the confirmation of a 4-hour candle above those moving averages, and it's broken there on the daily. So that's why I'm thinking some upside. Who wants to go in at market? If you do, let's have a look what we do to stop. To put it down Christmas. Now we've got a problem. Now we got a problem, Houston. Yeah, we're going to have to take a fairly wide stop on this. Unless you make an aggressive trade. We can do on the 4-hour for a stop and TP up there. That's not going to work. We have to take the TP up there somewhere. We can find a target. We're going to have to use the 4-hour for a stop. It's going to be fairly tight. For you, Mr. Murray, anything. Fairly tight. Let's have a look at that. TP. Make it up there. Not ideal. Actually, yeah, that'll do. 189.30. Cheating a bit, but there we are. What do you reckon? So we'll check on the daily quickly. We can take a little bit further up, actually, if you want. Always modify it. I should do. Let's check the hourly. See, the bars are coming if it pulls back. Anyway, 4 hours the original, so we'll do on the 4-hour. What do you think? That market, guys, what do you think? 2 guys will put it down. If 3 or 4 more guys do it, I'll put it out in the office group to maybe send it out to the people out there. You like it, do you, Petra? You like it, Farney? And Tommy likes it. And Kay likes it. Great. Come on, Anna Marie. Come on. Dirk likes it. Dirk Funneberg likes it. Farney likes it. Just Anne Marie we're waiting on. No. Dirk's in it and he's put the whole house on it. Eh? I know. Yeah, I told me. Just WhatsApp me. Just teasing. Okay. All right. Let's see then. What do we get in at? Let's write that down. Just give me a second. GBPD. 8815. 1.8737. 8965. Little bit of a tip here, guys. Whenever you enter a trade, this is almost, can't guarantee anything, almost guarantee it'll meet you go the wrong way. Just so you know, going forward. That's called Murphy's Law, eh? $100 a shot. Okay, right. Good for you, Martin. There you are. Don't forget Anna. Are you still there? No, she's left. Tired of snail trades. Yeah, that's also true. It's been really snail lately. I agree on that one. Okay, see if you like it. Okay, I'll put it out there, see if the guys like it. Second. Just working on the other one. That's a spell trend. I have to sympathise with you on that one. Yeah. Okay, so there it is. Let's see how that goes. Anything else I got written down to look at? AUD USD. The only problem is I'm getting worried about too many AUD jobs in here. Don't overexpose. I get 3 or 4 trades in one specific currency unless you're keen as mustard on it. Okay, this one is looking at a buy on this one, AUD USD. Look at possible buy on this, not the on this one. The dollar's not too strong at the moment. Look at the 4 hour. It seems to be holding on the 4 times 50 levels. So I quite like it. Just give me a second as I go back to that. GBP AUD. Just a second. Put the pending in because I want to get the same one as shown on the thing I posted. 8815. If it continues going up, the other guys miss it. 1.8737. 1.8965. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, so just a second. They're going to write all this stuff out. 0.9. Make it 100. $371.85 is 3,565. $565 minus 15 is 550, right? And at 200 is 750. Okay, AUD CHF, getting stuck into the AUD job. AUD CHF, I think we got one out on that. I know CHF. Yeah, we got one out. AUD CHF, we're already in that one. It was doing actually okay just now. Hopefully we'll got that. I'm knocking it off, by the way. AUD CHF, it's coming to the party. It's actually seemed to be holding below 61. Yay! Don't get carried away, but yay! Thanks for reminding there, Logan. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier on. It seemed to be coming to the party. So you can modify your stop loss to break even. Don't join it now. Obviously, the ship has sailed. Thank goodness. About bloody time. Been there for over a week. On the 4 hour, yeah, we did this on the 4 hour, not the daily. Yeah. We did this trade on the 4 hour. The reason why I did in the 4 hour, Chris, is couldn't get a stop. If you're going to put a stop down there, you're talking 180 pips. That's the only reason I had to do a 4 hour. I normally do the daily, but sometimes you can look around the 4 hour for those reasons. Okay, so that's a 4 hour. Yeah. Okay, so that's done. Oh, yeah, AUD USD. Now, I know we're hitting the AUD a bit, so don't overexpose the AUD, but I still think there could be some upside here. I'm going to go back to my DXY, and it's 102.35 at the moment, which is a bit on the weak side of the dollar, which is good if you're going long. However, we expose an AUD, that's my worry. I think 2, 3 is pushing it, but certainly not 4 in the same currency. Otherwise, you're highly exposed in one currency. If something goes wrong, you're going to have a bit of a problem. Having said that, we sold the AUD in 1 or 2. We're buying on others. So you might actually, looking back at it, guys, you might have a bit of a hedge there. So let's say you're selling 2 AUDs and buying 2 other AUDs. There might be a slight hedge if something goes wrong with AUD. So if you're selling 4 AUD1 currencies, a little bit of a worry, or buying it. If you've got 2 buys and 2 sells in AUDs, maybe a bit of a hedge there, so it might not be so much of a problem. But anyway, this is looking like it might be a buy. AUD-CHF was a sell, but not anymore. It ain't. It's a leave it alone now. If you're not on board, leave it. Don't shake me, can't you? What? I'm strongly suggest you leave it now. It's the guys who got in whenever they did. Quite want to go over it. When we get in AUD, I'll tell you now. 13th, yeah, 7 days ago. We got on that one at 61.33. So we're in a profit. So yeah, modify, look after yourself on that one. Don't chase it now. Moving back to this one. Anyone like the look of this one? This is a buy. So like I just mentioned, if you start another one, you can look at a buy on this one. You got a bit of a hedge on it, so you can use the AUD. What do you think? Do 68 is going to hold for a buy? Okay, fine. Again, that might have enough free margins, another story. But remember, I think one's a buy and the other a couple of sells, so I don't have a problem from that basis. Okay. Anybody else? Leave it, move on. We're going to leave this. Okay. If you want to come back to it, we can. We'll leave it somewhere. No point going into detail if you don't look at it. Right, Brent. Just go back over a couple of things here. Brent still's come to the party. Are you still on board, Webber Moody? I can't remember. Anyway, or was it Dirk? I can't remember. Anyway, but they went in again. Modified stop, took profit, went in again, 73-ish, and then yeah, I think it was Dirk. Who was it? Anyway, modified to 74.50 or whatever. Still seem to be doing okay. Might be an idea to get the stop bit tighter. It looks like there's a bit of resistance on the 4 hour there, but whatever, it's going to seem to be doing okay. So at least Brent's come to the party still. Other trades like gold was doing okay, still okay. Quiet, don't enter it, but at least it's okay. Anything else I've missed? Going over GBP CAD. That's bloody damn. Look at this on the end of 1 hour. Look at that. Just range trade at the moment. See what happens. What's up? I think that's about it. At least that's come to the point. AUD-CHF. Thank goodness for that. Get a name now, but somebody, what's the name now? Just try to go in again. Internet keeps kicking her out. Okay. Just bear in mind, if you don't have a decent internet, you're always going to have some issues. Okay. You must have a decent internet. Part of the equipment required. Yeah. Okay. I think I've covered most of the trades we're in. New trades. Okay, Dirk. Good stuff, and thank you.
Roger, can I ask something quickly?
Yeah.
On the quick trade economic calendar, it says that there's some fundamentals today with building permits in the US. Do you think that'll affect the gold price today?
Right. Before I go into that, it's not a quick trade. It's got nothing to do with a quick trade. We're just tiny little broker and a sea of very large brokers and medium small brokers. This is investing.com, the most widely used American sort of economic website of the lot. Just bear that in mind. Okay, yeah, going back to your original question, just give me a second. Tuesday, right, we got the building permits. It's counted 3-star. Where are we? Tuesday.
At
3-star,
2:30.
2:30. Yeah, 2:30, 2:30. It's got 3 stars, but
Incoming mail.
it's one of the weaker 3 stars. It's not. It can do. I can't say, oh, don't worry about it. Roger said so. Like everything
Sure.
else, always remember Murphy's law.
Yes.
If I say this is not of importance, it'll become a major importance because I bloody well commentator cursed it. But joking apart or whatever. You know, what I'm saying is it's not one of the major ones. It's of importance and it does classify as a 3-star. I get that. And it probably will have some effect. I don't know what it will do, obviously, but I wouldn't say it's something to lose some sleep on. Okay.
Thank you.
The one you got to wait for more importantly is, let's see. Yeah, we've got a GBP CPI coming out on Wednesday, tomorrow. Bear that in mind. Let's have a look. She asks, ZAR, South Africa one, CPI is coming out tomorrow out of interest because we live over here. And tomorrow at 4 o'clock, this is important. As always, when Powell speaks, the world listens. And Powell is testifying at 4 o'clock. That is of importance. Okay.
Thank you.
Just bear that in mind. Okay, good stuff. Great. Yeah, okay. So there it is. Anything else? Have I missed anything? I've gone over more of the trades. We just entered a couple of new ones now, so I have to go rushing around and looking at them right now. Don't have to worry about it basically at the moment. We just entered. You know, give the damn thing a chance. Might go down a bit, up a bit. We don't know. Short-term movements are happy with the gods. But we got the strategy. See what happens. I bet you wish you'd taken the Nasdaq idea yesterday. A lot of guys didn't seem to be trying to break 15,000. Anyway, we didn't. Okay, I did. Anything else I've missed? No, I think we've covered just about all our open trades, modified, etc. You've all got DXY, those have got some money, etc. Got my WhatsApp number. They got so I've discussed all that, the normal things. I'm just wondering if I missed anything. This size calculator, you should have all got that by now. Yeah, well, Great Britain, they get a bit touchy, say England, but yeah, well, you don't, but they do. Scots get a big, very, in the not the Irish, the Welsh get very touchy about it. So stick with the UK or GBP. Anyway, whether they like it or not, it's all run from bloody London anyway. But yeah, Kinney Park NK, yes, Toria. Where else? Have I missed anything? Anything I just quickly want to go over? Don't want to miss anything. Anything I've missed out? You want to just rehash, just go over, clarify? Any open trades you're in? Just want to go over again. We've got a few minutes left just to clean it all up, as they say.
Just one question. Did you look at any possible CFD shares?
No, I didn't. I still think some chances, some pullbacks, but we haven't seen the indication yet. Looking at tech stocks, we'll quick look at Apple. I think it's due for a pullback. I think the Nasdaq is due for a pullback. 15,000 might bounce from there, it's a round figure, but I still think due to economic worries around the world, is there any country you hear about, like China, America, haven't got some sort of economic debt going? Yeah, our markets are sky high. With the increasing of interest rates, I'm wondering whether there's going to be sustained. So I'm looking for sells, okay? But I'll need a bit more confirmation. Apple, even our good friend, I think some guys have stopped out on this one. I think that's going to pull back on the 1 hour. Okay, we'll put it there, Mike. Okay, I still think Microsoft is overcooked, so I'm looking for some shares. Thanks for reminding, by the way. It's all right. Thanks very much for the reminder. Forgot about that. I think some due pullbacks on these tech stocks and shares in general. I'm looking at some pullbacks, yeah, but I'm not sure at the moment. I'm confident enough till I see some decent movement below 15,000 on the NAS and about 34,000 on the Dow. But yeah, if you can break that, yeah, I'm not going to wait till it breaks down here to get there. No, I think if we can get some movement down, I want to climb on board, sell the indices and some of the shares. I think they're overthought, but I'm not confident enough to say because I think it that they are. You know what I mean? There've been some high movements to the north, despite the fact that the economic, macroeconomic fundamentals out there are not pretty. So I think this is leading up for a big pullback. That's my opinion. As one person said to me yesterday, of all the tech reliability, he sees a long term for the NAS, etc., upside, and I totally agree. Long term, short term, I'm waiting for pullback, and I think it's going to occur. So keep an eye on it. Remind me, if not this week, going into next week, we can get some decent pullbacks on the indices. We'll chase it down with shorting the shares. Yeah, but I'm scared to buy them at the moment. Okay, that's what I feel. What do you think?
No, thank you. I'm also a little bit on the sideline, see what Powell is going to say first, and then maybe look at some tech shares.
Yeah, yeah. Because if Powell sticks, which almost certainly will do, maybe a couple more increase. Any changes is what he said, different ball game. I think he's going to get some interest rate talking a bit. He might get some downside. We'll see. Okay. All right. That's covered that. We're on the same page there. Any questions, guys? Any questions before we go into tomorrow's session at 9:30? Any just not sure about and just want just clarification on? Before we close up? Are you all good? Have you benefited? That sort of thing? Yeah, we did, Logan, but we're already in that. We don't be chasing that. It's too high to chase. Commodities we did. Gold we looked at. Brent we looked at. Oil and gold, leave alone. If you're in, you should be in a profit. Modify, look after it. If you're not in, leave it. Okay, seems to be fairly quiet on the Western Front on that basis. If you're all good, I'll catch you tomorrow morning then. Okay, guys, you happy with that? One last chance if you want to question on anything. Okay, we're all good. Okay, cheers. Catch you tomorrow, guys. Cheers, okay.